Three, a very warm welcome to another episode of Fauza's Diary. If you are looking for something little and inspiring, then you have stumbled upon the right show. That's the beauty about my diaries. They inspire us, they encourage us, but also they make us think and see what are the needs in our communities and what can we do to be of service. Joining me on this conversation today is Mr. Charles Lansdorf, all the way from Milan, Italy, but he has Dutch roots, which makes it even more interesting. He is the founder of Fellaini Foundation and member of National Committee Grandparents Day, Italy. He loves helping the grandparents and their grandchildren to connect together through flowers. I know you have never had that, but stay with us because he is going to unpack what he has been doing with Fellaini Foundation. Welcome, Mr. Charles.
Hello, welcome, Fauza. Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking time to join me on this conversation. Maybe you could a little bit explain to our viewers what Fellaini Foundation is all about and the relationship between grandparents and flowers and all that.
Okay, I'm glad to do that. Yeah, it's a long story, so I have to take you to 1997 when it started. I was still living in the Netherlands. I live now for 20 years in Italy. And at that time, you had a project between Italy and the Netherlands. And the idea was to bring children closer to nature because we experienced that a lot of children living in the big cities didn't know anything more about flowers and plants. Mm-hmm. So we started a program with schools. Mm-hmm. And then actually we found that the grandparents are the people that know a lot about flowers and plants, and they can bring this over to the younger generations. And so we actually thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have also a special day for the grandparents? So we started with a Grandparents' Day. Mm-hmm. And what happened in 2005, thanks to our president, Franco Locatelli, unfortunately he's not anymore with us, but he was a very important person in this project, and he had the possibility also with the political context in Italy to bring this over, and so it became a national day installed by the Italian Parliament.
In Italy?
In Italy. So that was really, really very important. So then schools, everybody was talking about this special day. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I met a Dutch person in Italy, Clarence Seedorf. He's a soccer player. And we did a project for his foundation at that time. Mm-hmm. And that was very successful. And actually it triggered me to say, why are we not starting a foundation helping, bringing generations together, mm-hmm. young people and old people, and bringing also the Grandparents' Day also to other countries. Because of course, grandparents are everywhere. So
they're everywhere.
Wouldn't it be nice to bring this day also to other countries? So we started. So I brought also the day over to the Netherlands. We mm-hmm. started in other countries. And so I realized this is really a very nice project, because of course we're helping the people in the flower business, and we're bringing together the young and old people, the different generations. And then actually that's why also we came in contact, because it's very nice to tell. Because
I was about to ask how is the relationship between Fellaini Foundation and Kenya, because Kenya we produce almost all the flowers which they go globally, so
Kenya is very important in the flower business. And what happened, actually, I realized, I said, well, wouldn't it be nice also to appreciate the people in Kenya working in the flower business? So mm-hmm. I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to bring also over this special day to Kenya? Mm-hmm. And to know more about the country, I started looking also on information on the internet, and then I came over to your book presentation, and I said, "Hey, who is Fauza?" and you told it was a very personal story, which of course is, yeah, it's very emotional. So it really came over. But you also talked about your grandmother,
Yeah.
and I said, well, I realized also how important in Kenya also the grandparents are. So that's why I felt, well, it would be fantastic also to do something in Kenya
Mm.
for the. Of course, that was before what happened with the COVID-19,
Yeah.
because that changed a lot of things, also in the flower business. Because yeah, you can realize that actually in February, when in Italy was the first country in Europe
Yeah.
where it started,
Yeah.
and we had at that time a very important show also in the flower industry, but
Mm-hmm.
everything closed. So, at that time, the director of the Kenya Flower Council, he came over to Italy. So
Mm-hmm.
Clement Tulisi. So I had a very good meeting with him, and he also liked the idea. So bringing generations together, also helping with flowers from Kenya, because
Yeah.
yeah, as you said, again, I think people don't realize, maybe even in Kenya, how important the flowers are in Kenya. It's a
Yeah.
very
I
big
mean, I think it's
industry.
because we see them everywhere. Until I
Yeah,
became an expert, I have to pay quite a lot for what I would pay next to nothing when I'm back home. I was like, ouch.
yeah,
We
yeah.
we we grow these things.
Yeah, you grow the thing actually, and you do very nice. You do very good also. You have quality, and you have very good companies. And so I said, well, wouldn't it be nice also, helping these companies? And of course, what happened, yeah, that was for me also personally incredible because
Yeah.
the whole market stopped. It was flowers, yeah, the shops closed in Europe, and of course from Kenya there were no flights anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, March was a very very tough month,
Yeah.
and also yeah, another aspect of what happened was that people realized how important the older generation is because in Holland, but not only in Holland, but because of the COVID, the older people were isolated, so
Yes.
they couldn't be visited by the grandchildren, and we also the Netherlands we had a lot of attention for this situation for the older
Mm-hmm.
people, and so I said, well, it's incredible. We should do something and put more attention to this situation. So also the Netherlands was a very nice initiative. They brought flowers to the elderly people in the elderly homes to show we're thinking about you and we want to be close to you. And so also for me, what happened, I saw having contacts with the Dutch embassy in Rome. We thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to do something special for this day? So we're working now in Italy to do something very nice because the
Okay.
idea this year is that children will make small flower compositions for the
Mm-hmm.
grandparents and for the elderly people in a week because it's a week against loneliness. So there's a week dedicated to the lonely people
Okay.
in October, and also with the help of the embassy, we are also doing this in other European countries. And
Wow.
the link to Kenya is that I said, well, we should also help the the people that are producing the fair trade flowers. I don't know if you know what do you know what fair trade means, Fauza?
No, what's so how does the fair trade help in the flower business?
Fair Trade is an international organization, and they actually are helping companies not only in flowers but also in coffee and chocolate and cacao.
Okay.
It's international, and they look at the company first of all. How are they working with the environment? How are they working in terms of sustainability? But
Mm-hmm.
also helping the people that work in these companies. So they give a special premium
Mm-hmm.
and so that the company is able to, for example, to build a school, to build a hospital, and to help people educating, giving education. So they really are doing their best to give also to bring also the people to a higher living standard. And
Okay.
so if you buy a fair trade product,
Yeah.
you know you're helping the situation. And fair trade is active also in Kenya. So companies that are approved by this, because it's also certification. They give a certificate, so they look at your company and say, okay, what are you doing? How are you working? And if you write at the right standards, you get the
Mm-hmm.
certification, and you can sell your flowers with the brand Fair Trade. So if you actually buy in Europe, where you can buy these products, and you say, okay, this is Fair Trade, you know you're helping these
You're
companies.
helping the people who they work hard to make
Yeah,
sure that they get into the countries and to the grandparents and even to homes and to weddings and all that. That's
yeah,
a
and because
very interesting. I mean, it's nice that there are organizations who they also care for the well-being and for the people who they work behind the scene who people
yeah.
don't even get to know to support them. That's very nice.
Yeah, I think it's important, and yeah, especially now because of course Kenya is, yeah, the situation was terrible, and because you can imagine
Yeah.
if you cannot sell the flowers, yeah, people,
But they also got wasted because they had so many flowers and there was nowhere to send them. I think.
no, no, no. So they did some nice initiatives, bringing also flowers. For example, in the UK, they brought flowers to the hospitals, to the people
Yeah,
that's
I
suffering.
saw that. Yeah.
So they tried to do their best, but of course, yeah, the situation was that bad. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, and a lot of in Kenya, a lot of women are young women are working also in the flowers. So yeah, of course they if you have a company, you can bring your children and take care
Mm,
of your children. That's very, very good. But if you don't have this situation, you have a tough situation
yeah,
at home. So yeah, I'm very glad that I know that the situation is getting better.
it is.
So slowly, slowly, it's getting better. But of course, yeah, if we can help, then it would be nice to do this. So that's why we're also telling about fair trade flowers and saying, okay,
Hmm.
bring generations together with
Yeah,
flowers and plants.
yeah, I
And
like that. But I'm
yeah.
also curious to hear, Mr. Charles, how do you see Fellini Foundation, um, changing in the next few years? I mean, you had a lot of, I remember when you reached out to me, you had a lot of plans, you had things in place. And then, of course,
Mhm.
COVID-19 came in and it disrupted a lot of things. Some things for the good, but some, you had to think of different alternatives. So
Right.
how do you see Fellini Foundation changing? Or what are the things that you are putting in place for the grandparents' day, but just in general.
Well, in general, Fauza, you can say what actually is getting more and more clear is how important the solidarity is between the generations. Because, for example, now the young people,
Mhm.
the young people are, the COVID is less dangerous for the younger people, but they have to take care not bringing it over to the elderly people.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
they have to think about the elderly people. At the same time, the older people have to think about the young people because they know they have their life, they have to start, they have difficult situation with work. So
Yeah.
more and more, it's getting clear how important the good communication is between generations. So I personally think that what we are doing is actually getting more and more important, and
Mm.
it's getting actually more attention because I experience now, yeah, that if I talk about this project, people say, yeah, that's interesting, and maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it was a normal situation, so nobody was
Yeah.
really saying why is it necessary. And
Yeah,
now they say,
exactly.
yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, for my foundation, I think this is getting more and more, actually more and more important. So
So let's say for you, COVID-19, it has brought in a good light
yeah, it's brought in
in that
what
aspect.
you can say. It brought in it put on the light on the importance of taking care of each other, taking
Yeah.
care of each other and thinking about each other,
Mm-hmm.
and how important the relationship is between the generations.
Right.
And I think that's something, yeah, maybe in the future people will be more and more there will be more and more awareness about this, because all the people like also to give their information, to be appreciated, because they have a lot of knowledge. So it's nice to talk about, to listen to their stories, their experiences they have in life. And so maybe people take more time, because that's something also, if you can say something positive, is in this situation we had more time to talk with each other, to be together with
It
each
brought
other.
people
So
together.
brought people together, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can keep this in the future, then maybe that could be also be something positive, taking something positive out of it.
Yeah,
And,
I like that. Is
yeah.
there any strategy? I mean, I know you're busy now with fair trade and, organizing ways, Grandparents' Day in different countries, including Kenya. Um, so what's the strategy?
Well, the strategy is actually again, um, how can we improve, let's say, the communication between the generations? And of course, we use especially flowers and plants. And again, something else, Fauza, which is important about this project, is that we bring the young generation closer to nature and closer to the flowers and plants. Because of course, the young generation is now they have an iPhone, they have all these things. Yeah, but when they do they look at the flower, when they connected with nature, and bringing also this over, I think is very important. And
Appreciating the things that God created. Let me put it like that. Things which, because I think with generation now, it's totally different, because people are busy with work, busy with this, busy with that. So I think sometimes not everyone will see the beauty of of a flower blossoming outside and this, because everyone was busy. Now
right,
everyone is slowing down.
right, yeah. Actually, what you're saying is that the beauty of a flower. You know what we did? I was personally also impressed about it, because when we had the flowers for the show in Italy, and the show was cancelled, I thought, what are we going to do with these flowers? So then we connected with the elderly people, the houses for the elderly people. So we brought the flowers there, and just giving one rose to
Okay.
it was you saw the emotion about the people looking and getting the flower and said, wow, this is incredible. What you can do with a flower, with just one
Yeah,
flower.
because someone has remembered them.
Yeah, yeah. And these people will put the flower in their home in a vase, and they will look at the flower and all day say, wow, it's fantastic. So it's, yeah, what you can achieve with giving just one flower, it's impressive. So that's something also which you can take out of this situation, to realize actually what a beautiful product you have. That's what you can do with your flower.
Do you see new opportunities, Mr. Charles,
Well, that
for
you
Fellini
can.
Foundation?
That's of course an opportunity, in the sense that that Europe is getting older. We get more and more grandparents, and so if you look at the situation, you can say, well, it's going to be more and more important. So that's of course an opportunity. Again, I think that people will get more sensitive about this as well. So
Okay.
yeah, that's something positive.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, now, I don't know. I mean, you have passion for other people. I mean, service always brings significance, and it just needs a heart of love and compassion, humility and patience,
Yeah.
which it's not in all of us, right? But you have it. What would be your advice, as the founder of Fellini Foundation, to everyone, to the younger generation, to the teenagers, to the middle age, to all of us?
Right.
What could you tell us?
Well, it's but my personal experience over the years, because as I told you, I started in 1997 with a group of people, and it was not easy because at the beginning people thought I was crazy and so, what is this, So
What is
people
it
were,
talking about flowers?
what, yeah, what you talk about grandparents. So, but my message is, if you have an idea, if you have something you believe in, and you say, well, this is really good, go on with it. Don't be discouraged by people telling you, "Wow, it is not interesting," or maybe they see only difficulties. Yeah, well, you if you think if you are sure about yourself and say this is really a good idea,
Mm,
stick to it, and go on with it, because things are not easy.
mm,
It's always a long way to get to success,
yeah,
but you have to believe in it yourself. And I think that's a message I can give to the young people, that because it's not easy. And I realize for young people it's very difficult. And
yeah,
maybe everybody wants to have quick success. It's
yeah, yeah. I
want to
mean,
have success in a year, because if I say to you, well, this is going to be 5 years, you say, oh, 5 years.
I
But
mean, I think it's the world that we live in, isn't it, Mr. Charles? It's instant. Now we've got instant
you need
coffee. I
you
can
need
order and
yeah,
get my things delivered in 24 hours.
exactly.
So we are
Yeah,
living on I call it instant, you know?
yeah, yeah.
But when you look at, when I love what you say, you started back in the 90s and here you are today. I mean, you've had your hurdles, you've had discouragements. Some people
Yeah.
didn't even believe. And what are you even talking about? Flowers,
Right. Yeah.
grandparents and, relationship and connection. People don't see that because people are busy, and sometimes it's just me, myself, and I,
Right. Right.
but
But it's interesting, Faust, but was also something you will see in life, that there always are some people that believe in it as well. And if you can find and connect with these people, they will help you getting everywhere, every time a step ahead, because you cannot do it by yourself. You need other
yeah,
people. You need to work together. So that's something else which people have to learn, because that's experience in life. Then you know which people are really open and really are willing also to help you with your project. And so for young people, I would say passion, bring your passion, and but also have, sometimes you don't want to, don't expect the things to be immediately. Also, take your time, but
um,
stick. If you have a good idea, stick to it, because
I like that. Thank
yeah.
you very much. Thank you for joining me on Fauza Diaries.
Okay, it
Thank you
was a
for
pleasure.
sharing your knowledge of
Thank you.
connection of grandparents and grandchildren and their children. I mean, you're talking of three different generations, are we?
Right. Yeah.
And it's not something that everyone would get it. But
No,
you've been doing it since in the 90s, and here we are today. You're still on it. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I
pleasure.
really hope and pray that this conversation will trigger something in our viewers, the people who are watching, and generation and a generation to generation, because this conversation is gonna be online forever.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
thank you.
but the only thing which I can say is that people in Kenya, if they go to Facebook, they can find me on Sikuyaku Shirikikira Babu Nananyana Wetu.
Okay. Siku ya kusherekea babu na nyanya.
Nana Wetu.
Yes,
Okay, and
they've had you. And what we'll do also, we will share the details also with this conversation, so that they know
okay, good.
where to go and to see what you're doing for the people back in Africa. And it's not only in Africa, you're doing this global actually.
Right,
So,
yeah.
yeah, it's very impressive. And once again, thank you for sharing. And for the young generation, success is not instant.
No,
You've
it's not
got
instant.
to follow your passion. And I always say also, remember your why. Remember what took you into that journey. What drives you? You know, when someone calls you in the middle of the night, they say, we need you to do this. Will you jump off the bed and you go do it without you being paid? Then you have really found what your purpose is here on earth. Of course, you're going to be paid with time, but it doesn't happen instantly. So that's the message Mr. Charles is telling us, that you've got to follow your passion. And also I will add into that, know why you are doing it. Yeah. Don't forget to share this conversation. Don't forget to subscribe. I pray that you are well and safe, and I will see you guys soon with another inspiring diary, same as this one. Stay safe and see you soon.